Congrats to our opponent. Great atmosphere tonight, Maryland Stadium. Appreciate our fans. We're phenomenal. Awesome environment. Obviously, losing by a goal in this game is always tough. It's going to be obviously a tough film session on Monday. Got to give credit to your opponent. We always do. Unfortunately, I just feel like we made a lot of mistakes tonight. Just a lot of quick possessions, I think, in the first half, and then getting the ball from defense to offense, kind of late in the fourth quarter, struggled a little bit there, which really put a ton of pressure on our defense. And again, just made a lot of mistakes, which obviously is on me. I got to make sure I coach these guys up better and have them more prepared. Felt like we looked like a team with a lot of guys playing in this game for the first time, and I think some of the guys played very well. And I think just we made some uncharacteristic mistakes, but you got to give credit to your opponent. But almost too many to try to get over the hump in an important game like this. So certainly going to learn from it, grow from it. It's a great group of guys. I love this group to death. I know they'll come back on Monday ready to roll, but it'll hurt for a little bit.
So, Coach, first quarter you guys get up 16 shots. You only get 17 the rest of the game. What was the difference that Hopkins was doing to limit the number of shots you guys were getting?
Yeah, I thought the face-off change really helped him. He came in and did a really good job. I thought they did a good job on the wings as well. So you kind of have to give credit where credit's due. I think in the second quarter, we played so little offense. We just had quick turnovers. A lot of that, they extended pressure at times. Just silly exchanges, throwing to guys who were covered or, kind of running by a guy, but then they get a trail check in. So obviously that's something that, we're going to have to work on, just dealing with more pressure. And I think that will help our guys. Just to see that more and more. We expected it. It's kind of what they've done. They do a really good job of, kind of creating pressure off slides. They'll slide hard and stay on you, which is a little unique. And that kind of that led to some empty possessions. And then just, some of our decisions, whether it's throwing to guys who maybe weren't open or high risk passes at times. And then, that fourth quarter, I think what'll sting is how many times we brought the ball down in transition and we just came up empty. We didn't even get a shot. We turned the ball over. We thought maybe a little bit of, it looked like it was there and it didn't quite there. Give them credit. Those things disappeared. And we just kept turning the ball back, and our defense just had to play over and over and over again. Certainly proud of our guys. Kept fighting until the end. Had a chance to tie it. So again, these guys have been fighting. Got a lot of new guys out there, so we just got to stay positive and keep teaching. We've come a long way, and we just got to keep staying true to who we are, trying to get better, and sticking together.
For both of you guys, obviously some inconsistency today, some inconsistency on the season. Is it kind of indicative? Was this game kind of indicative of what the first dozen games have been like for you guys?
I think you could say so. I think it's turned into a little bit of a pattern. We win a couple, have some good performances, then have a letdown. So, at this point, it's win or go home for us. So, that phase of this season needs to come to an end. And as Coach was saying, it's really just about playing discipline lacrosse at this point. Too many turnovers, empty possessions in the middle of the field. And it's not always the offense. Sometimes it was us coming down the field from the defensive end and making some decisions that weren't that smart. So, just got to tighten some things up all around, and that's how we'll improve going forward.
Coach, you talked about how it looked like you guys had some players out there who hadn't been in the rivalry before. What did you see that makes you say that?
I just felt like at times we played a little rushed. We kind of took the first opportunity, maybe not the best opportunity. It just looked like at times there was some pressure instead of just stepping it away and kind of catching our breath. Felt like maybe we forced some things that weren't there. And again, this group's done such a good job. There's so many guys out there, even at the end. You got 3 freshmen out there out of your top 6. And another guy that really, 2 guys that hadn't been playing a lot last year. So, again, those guys have done a really good job given everything that's happened. They were right there. Again, I think obviously they'll want to play better. We'll certainly want to play better, and that's really the goal this week is, just kind of go look at, see what we didn't do well, realize where we are. It's tournament time, so it is. If you lose, you're done. So hopefully that sense of urgency helps, but hopefully we grow from this because obviously that's a great atmosphere, very similar to probably what we'll see down the road.
And then this is the first year for Hopkins with the winning record in a while. Did you feel that their return and the closeness of today's game changed the tenor of it for you guys?
Not really. I mean, I look at 21, we had to go up there and come from behind and win, and then the Big Ten championship was right there. So, listen, they got really good players, they do. Like Jacob Angelis is terrific. Garrett Degnog is terrific. Like some of those guys, Peshko, Grimes, I mean, we've been playing against them for 3 years. Coach Petramala, Coach Benson, Coach Dwan, like those guys recruited really good players. I think they've been put in a tough spot with COVID and a coaching change, which is always hard. But all those guys now are a lot of them are 3-year guys, and that experience is awesome. We had that last year, and now, we're a little bit younger. So I think you always like to have, older guys out there. They did a really good job in the transfer portal. Melendez had a good night tonight. Obviously Six did a really good job on wings, and to bring in a 4-year guy from Georgetown, they played like a really mature team. And that staff and those kids have done a good job. Listen, I tip my hat to them. I try to be real with my comments, but they've been pretty consistent all year.
For John Geppert, can you talk about the up and down nature of that game? A lot of lead changes, and a lot of midfield running the whole length of the field both ways. So what was it like out there?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely preach here, if you have the opportunity to go in transition, play fast, and make the smart decision. And I think at points we did it tonight, and we saw some transition goals, one out of Braden, one out of Malty, I remember just off the top of my head. But other times we were just forcing it in the middle of the field, running, and that's what made it so up and down, because maybe we'd go up, turn over quick, they'd come back, turn over quick, and we need to be more poised when we go back down the next time to not turn it over again and get going up and down 3 or 4 times where the defense is exhausted, and that makes you more prone to breaking down because we play a system and we gotta slide and recover and trust everything. So yeah, up and down is a good thing for us, but not to the extent that we did tonight. It was a little sloppy in my opinion.
Coach, Braden had a second 4-goal game this season. What's kind of been the difference recently from the beginning of the season? Obviously, he made a big jump in his freshman year.
Yeah, I just think experience and confidence. He's obviously got some really good athleticism, quickness. I think the game's slowing down for him. Scott Smith is terrific. He's one of the better defenders in our conference. And for him to have to go up against basically everybody's best guy, it's tough, but it also, like, week after week, you're getting challenged, and hopefully there's learning opportunities. So, he was great tonight. Obviously thought Maltzy shot well as well. So, again, a lot that we can improve upon, a lot that we just need to improve upon. And again, that's on me. I just felt like I didn't have him in the right frame of mind. I didn't make enough adjustments in game, and so I got to be better, and I'll just own that. And you know what? Onward and upward.
John, you guys beat these guys the last 5 times coming in. Did you guys make it a point to watch them celebrate post game, or what's going through your head?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the rivalry. You throw that out the window. I mean, this is one of the most important games of the year. Like we always say it all the time. If we don't lose a game, if we don't win a game, but we beat Hopkins and win something for them, that's something that our Loans would take pride in. So the fact that we had won so many in a row, that didn't really matter to us. It was another day with the rivalry. So we were taking them obviously super serious. They just won part of the Big Ten championship, so we knew they were a really good team, and there was nothing. We were really focused, but we just have to prepare better and be more poised, and hopefully the outcome comes out a different way if we see them again.
Last question. John, similar to Kevin's question, I saw you guys were all standing down there watching the celebration for Hopkins, knowing that you guys have the Big Ten tournament coming up, NCAA tournament after that. I mean, what kind of perspective and mindset does that put you guys in, knowing that you guys can respond to this right away?
Yeah, I think some of the fifth-year guys are fortunate because we were here a while ago in 2019 where we're in a similar spot. We lost to Hopkins in our own stadium, so hopefully we can learn from that experience when we were younger and use it. And you know what our mindset is now is 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time. That's the way it has to be because it's win or go home at this point. So just got to take it 1 week at a time, and I believe that's Rutgers for us. So we got to learn from this one, turn the page, and get ready to go again. That's the most important thing. Can't feel sorry for ourselves or let this thing linger. We just got to get going again.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys.